A dentist who's a predator basically got away with it. Let's put his picture up for a mask. We're gonna expose him here. You're looking at Michael Damgard, a former Harrisburg dentist who was identified by the victim. He was able to take a plea deal on Tuesday for a fraction of the time he actually faced and a fraction of the charges he faced, avoiding a trial that was expected to start this week. According to the allegations, he raped a 15-year-old child. Let's put up a picture of the victim. Okay? She is facing her accuser. She was willing to testify against this monster. Her name is Jenay Aikey, now 18, had hoped to face the former Harrisburg dentist at trial, who she identified as raping her in the woods behind her home. She was as young as 15 years of age. She said after the hearing, not only did I get raped, I got raped by the system as well. She did not get to testify at the trial. This young lady told Penn Live, the local affiliate, the sadness, anxiety, and anger she's felt since the alleged assaults pushed her to try to kill herself multiple times. Let me say this to this young lady. You are stronger than you know. Monsters like this will not and cannot define you. I am proud of your courage. You are leading people that you will never meet by being courageous enough to stand up and say something to the monster that attacked you. Let's put the monster back up. Deal with him properly. So the court of law has shown its inability to properly deal with a scumbag like him. He has money, he has lawyers, he has resources, and he has reputation. But sir, today you're in the court of public opinion, and I know how to deal with you just right. Let me give you background on the assault. During an interview with Penn Live last week, the young Ms. Aikey described her unstable childhood home and said Dr. Damgard raped her 4 times after the pair met through Meet Me, a social networking platform. According to the young Aikey, Dr. Damgard asked how old she was, and she said 15. He instructed her to move their conversation to Snapchat, where messages automatically disappear, and to delete her Meet Me profile. That's called premeditated malice here. That's called strategy. That's called manipulation. That's called coordination. There's more. After Aikey's mother found out about the assault, she contacted the police, as any mother should. Police got DNA from the young child that matched Damgard. That's it. Case closed, right? DNA. Grown ass man, 15-year-old child. Case closed, under the jail, never to be seen again. That's not what happened. After the final sexual assault, she reported, but she had just turned 16, which changes the legal threshold of sexual consent in their state law. A defendant can argue that they believe the person was 18. Damgard said repeatedly Wednesday that he was not made aware that she was a minor until after the final sexual contact, despite her reports to police that she told him she was 15 from the start. His reply, she said, was that he wished she was younger. Let me give you background on this plea deal. He will avoid having to register as a sex offender. Instead, he pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor, simple assault, and that's it. 2 felonies, endangering the welfare of a child and criminal use of communication facility, cell phone. In exchange, the DA dropped 18 other charges, including rape and statutory sexual assault. So he does not get to register, does not have to register now as a sex offender. As part of the deal, Dr. Damgard, whose dental license has now been suspended, could be sentenced to 3 to 12 months in county jail each for the endangering charge and assault charge, and probation for up to 7 years. The criminal use of his cell phone is also expected to carry probation up to 7 years, for a total of 14 years of supervision under sex offender conditions. He also must undergo a psychosexual evaluation and follow the recommended treatment. At most, he faces up to 2 years in county prison minus 1 day. Let's put up the DA who signed off on this ridiculous pro-rape culture plea deal. That is DA Michael Plea, arranged for the plea deal. The victim's trauma-filled past was one reason the DA said he reluctantly opted for the plea deal, to protect her from further trauma on the stand. So he's blaming the victim. Understand what this POS is doing. He made a bad call. You have a powerful, connected, lawyered up monster. He makes a bad call, and he blames the victim for making the bad call. You do realize he could have prosecuted this case without the victim. It's possible. You got the DNA. It has happened before. I've seen it. So he knows his investigative tools. He knows his prosecutorial directives. He understands what leverage he has against individuals inside of that courtroom. And damn it, blaming it on the victim is not one of them. Let's put his picture back up again. You see, it's people like this. It's people like him and the monsters they protect. That is why the vast majority of sexual assaults go unreported in the United States of America. As I said, I am not the court of law. I'm a different kind of court here. A.B. thoughts?
Yes, so first of all, I think we should check into Mr. DA's little meet me profiles and Snapchats and things like that, because how do you so easily give up on a case like this? One thing about, victims of sexual assault is we have this misconception of like putting them through a trial is going to make the situation worse for them, right? And we don't want to further harm them. What really harms them is them not getting justice, them not being believed and being supported the way they deserve to be. What really harms is them knowing that their predator, the person that they had the courage enough to tell on, is still out in these streets, not only able to be, go against other children, right? To continue to be the predator that they are, but now you are in harm's way because you were not protected by the law. This is very disappointing. I'm glad that he lost his dental license and he can't practice anymore and he'll have felonies on his record, but he deserves to be in jail. I'm very critical about how much time we give people in prison, but one crime that I absolutely 1000% believe that you should do heavy time for is sexual assault, because that type of psychological damage lasts with the victim for a very long time. They don't know who they can trust. They start to think that they are the problem, that they are the reason why they were assaulted, right? You don't know if anyone's gonna protect you. There's a lot of damage that comes with this, not just her past and her background. And to use her past and her background, the fact that she came from a broken home as an excuse not to prosecute is ignorant, and you don't deserve to be an attorney or a district attorney at best if that is how you choose to prosecute the law. That is not the standard. That should be even more reason why you protect this young child, because she has never been protected in her life properly.
Well said.